Shalom. What's going on, family? Wanted to come and speak some real right now. Praying that the Ruach increase as I decrease. But those who are of the body of Yahushua, of the house of the Heavenly Father Yah, children of the light, the urgency right now to stay on your post and to be in the presence of Yah, to pray without ceasing, to eat on this word, this manna, is very, very important as we see the horsemen, pestilence, famine, war, violence. We see the increase in what's taking place in society right now. People are being removed from their home from squatters. People are residing in airports, storage units. Road rage is at an all-time high, where people are losing their lives. Violence is increasing. Why? Because this place is becoming, as Yah said, a place for the wicked, a day of darkness. And what you can't see with your carnal, trust and believe, is way, way worse than what you see with your carnal. This is why we don't have the room to sit up here, play games and waste time and keep sinning and keep playing on the fence, trying to indulge in things that technically don't edify, that don't produce. We consuming a lot of junk, but want to be spiritual, but ain't doing nothing to feed the spirit. We see the rituals taking places in front of us. We seeing people getting exposed left and right in front of us. We see Abba talking to us. What he say? His spirit will be poured out on all flesh. We see people coming, giving the word of prophecy, but the delusion that is so strong right now, it doesn't make no sense. We pick and choose what we willing to take in and listen to. If somebody don't pick our interest, then we're not really listening to what they gotta say. But as I say again, Abba used a donkey. So from a fool to the wisest person, everybody deserves to be heard out. Now he said you will know them by their fruit. So after a while, if I'm listening to you, but you're not producing the fruit that you're speaking of, then that means I need to stop listening to you. Test spirits by the spirit. You can't keep taking people by face value just because they say they believers, or they read the word, or they got a little inclination and understanding from church of who God is. We are in a spiritual warfare. The enemy is sending all tactics. He's sending all arrows. His thing is to aim for the heart and the mind. He wants people mentally unstable as well as emotionally unstable. This is why y'all say renew the mind and renew the heart. But how can we do these things if we're not applying the principles that Abba is giving us to apply? Basic instructions before leaving this earth. Again, you're not going to go to a job. Well, I'm not going to say everybody, but more majority, if you're going to go to a job interview, what you doing? You doing research on that job. You trying to understand the company you getting into. It's just anything we jump into, we supposed to research, get understanding, and that's what the scriptures tell us. Get understanding in all we do. I can't sit up here and waste my pearls among swine. I can't sit up here and speak to those who do not want to receive. Yeah, it's cool to have a conversation, but if that conversation ain't doing nothing but going in circles, after a while, I gotta die down. Because again, that's another trick of the enemy. He wants you to be all worked up. Now, some people have that poise about them that they can have conversation and not get worked up and not get frustrated. But if you know yourself and you know your limits, look, I give you what I got. If you accept it, cool. If you don't, what do you say? Brush your feet off, keep it moving, keep your peace about yourself. That's what's being targeted right now in these last days. Peace, shalom. That's why I come on here and I put that out in the atmosphere. Every video, shalom, peace, rest, because that's what we need right now. But I wouldn't want to be here too long, man. I gotta get ready to get up out of here, head on this plantation. But at the end of the day, man, I just say pay attention to your environment. Pay attention to the switch up. And this is for those who know, those who dwell with the Father, those who have the inclination and can see what's taking place. And this is not for us to worry or be a concern, or like they say, we putting out fear mongering content. No, this is for you to be prepared. The best thing we can do in these times right now is be prepared. And I'm not talking fully physically. I understand, people want to have their bunkers and they want to have their supplies stored away. But I understand that when those children of Israel left Exodus, most of them probably didn't have much of anything. They took what they did have. And when they took what they did have, cut this off, Abba provided the rest. It was more so about obedience, just being willing to leave, just being willing to listen to the Father. And that's what we have to do right now. Obedience is better than sacrifice. If Abba is nudging you to be fasting, fast. If Abba is nudging you to spend time with him, spend time with him. Stop letting the distractions, man. Like I said, I use myself for example, and I'm gone. I have not been on Facebook for some time now. I'll probably pop in, pop out, leave a little message, whatever. But like I said, now that I've been trying to find ways to promote the brand and the merch and stuff of that nature, I catch myself going on there, to, because I'm studying, I'm learning, trying to figure out how to do certain things. And I lie to you not, as soon as I get on that joint, the first thing you see is a whole reel of rump shaking, just vulgar, perverse. And I said, this has become so normalized. Because I remember when Facebook first came out, you couldn't get half of that content that is on here now to be pushed and promoted like it is now. As I'm listening to my boy Marcus Rogers, he's talking about, like how Tyler Perry came on the scene. And I lie to you not, I never really been a Tyler Perry fan. I mean, he made some good movies. I mean, I think out of all the movies, my favorite movie was Daddy's Little Girl. But if you look at the content and how it just changed, it was uplifting. It seemed like it was a person I could relate to, giving real, true stories. Like I said, the Madea plays I never really could get with. I'm not one for watching a man dress up in the as a woman and parading around, stuff like that. But it's like every time you look at something to be positive, it always have a negative turn. You got Christian music come out. Now you got people say, nah, I'm not a Christian rapper. I'm just a rapper who is Christian. Man, what's the difference? I don't know. But somehow people try to separate themselves from God while using God. Oh yeah. But it's a shame, like I said, the things that's taking place right now, but it's supposed to happen. This is all spoken about in the word. Like I said, when you spend time with that word, none of this can really catch you off guard. It's just more so like, wow, it's really happening. And I've been reading the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah was known as the weeping prophet. Why? Because he cried for Israel to a point. But then after a while, as he seen how stiff necked they was, and they did not want to hear and listen to the words of Abba. Well, Abba say, don't pray for them. So at the end of the day, when we get this whole mindset that we just gotta love and we just gotta pray for everybody and everybody's the child of God, get these lies out of your head. Now, I'm no person to talk about like I'm Hebrew Israelite and this and that. Yeah, I'm Hebrew by culture and blood. But that I'm not going off of that talking, point. I believe everybody can be redeemed and saved if they choose it. But I'm not naive to say everybody belongs to the Father because even Yahushua, including the Father, both said it's children of the devil out here. Children of pride, wickedness, heathens. It's children who just point blank don't want to do right even if you gave them the opportunity. But they so manipulating, they so cunning. That's why he said the children of this world are more wiser than us. Why? Because we more naive in the thought process that we think everybody wants this. Everybody wants to go to heaven. No, some people just say that out their mouth just to get close to you, to manipulate you, because they don't want to go to heaven, but they want everybody to go to hell. They got a quarter to meet. And if they can get you out of pocket, that's what they gonna do. You can have conversation with people that want to come fake, act like they want to talk to you about the word. Nah, they just getting more intel on you, trying to figure out who you is. That's why you gotta have discernment. And again, I'm speaking from experience. This is why I'm addressing these things. But like I said, let me get up out of here, man. I pray for everybody's strength. I pray for the scales to fall from the ears and the eyes of those who's lost. I pray that we keep enduring, and no matter what, I'm not saying don't spread the gospel. Spread that word. Be that light in the darkness. Be that salt to the earth. But also guard your heart and your mind. This is why you got to be fully equipped with the armor of the Lord when you are walking about, even in your own home. Because what he say, Yahushua tells us, even those of your household will be your enemies. You in there worshiping, praising, demons is manifesting in the people around you. So, with that being said, man, y'all take it easy.